So the season finale, season 3, Seeking Sister Wife was tonight. There's not going to be a reunion. There's not going to be a tell-all. It's really unfortunate, but I think it's because the Snowdens are to blame why we ain't getting no tell-all. Because after all their allegations, there's no way TLC can do a tell-all with the Snowdens. So we are going to recap the Snowdens. They were set to marry Chrissy, but they're concerned that her family was going to object the marriage and not give Dimitri his blessing to marry Christeline. So Christeline said yes to getting married to Dimitri. The Snowdens are preparing for Christeline and Dimitri's wedding day, and Dimitri has a friend. He's an officiant, and he's officiated over 800 weddings, and he's going to come over and marry Christeline and Dimitri. So Christeline will be the first official legal Miss Snowden. I wonder if she changed her daughter's last names too. Ari, a previous potential sister wife the Snowdens were courting. Even before, Ari never married Dimitri, but he was trying to get married to her. But he was trying to get Ari's daughters to change their last names to Snowden, even without them being married. So I'm sure he pushed that on Christeline too. So Christeline said she's having mixed emotions because she's like excited to marry Dimitri, but at the same time she's nervous about making the United States her permanent home, because like she originally came here and she was only supposed to be here for a while, and then the pandemic happened, and then 5 months later, she's still there. So Dimitri says he wants to get married at home because it's more intimate and just have the family there. So their cake, let me tell you, their cake was super cute. It was like an S for Snowden, and it had all kinds of fancy icing decorations and macaroons, edible flowers, and chocolate bars on it. So Ashley feels like Christeline is just as invested as building the family as they are, and she says that is a huge thing for them. So leading up to them getting married, Christeline dropped a bombshell on the Snowdens that she was nervous because she still needed to tell her family that she was getting married, and they had no idea. So Ashley, Dimitri, and Christeline all video call Christeline's family, super nervous. Christeline is worried she will not get her family's blessing. So I thought in the spoilers of last week's episode, it was Christeline's dad they called, but it was actually Christeline's brother, and his name's German. I guess she's super close with her brother and the rest of her family. So Christeline says she does not want to be put in the position where she would have to choose between the Snowdens and her family. So she tells her brother and her family that she has some good news to share with them. And she says she's getting married. And not only is she getting married, she's about to get married right then and there. So her brother's eyes, they just got super big, and he was just shocked. So her brother asked her if she was going to come home or if she was just going to stay in the United States permanently. Christeline said it would be permanent because she would be living here with the Snowdens in LA. So Christeline told her family that the Snowdens wanted to meet them. So she went and grabbed Dimitri and Ashley and introduced them to her family. And so Dimitri told her family it was his plan to go to South Africa and ask them for their blessing to marry Christeline. But since the pandemic was going on at the time, he couldn't. So Christeline's family said they were really overwhelmed. But Christeline getting married was actually great news to her family and brother. So I hate how they edited the show in the spoilers. Like, they really hyped up this last week like her brother wasn't having it and not giving the Snowdens his blessing. But really, that's not what happened at all. So Christeline started crying, and she said she was so excited to finally marry Dimitri. Then Ashley, she was talking to producers, and she was crying, and she said she was prepared to love Christeline either way, even if her family didn't approve, because that's what Ashley and Dimitri had to do with their own families, because Ashley and Dimitri don't have a close relationship with either one of their family. So Christeline's family told her whatever made her happy made them happy as well. And so, it was just a good moment. They're happy for Christeline. Unfortunately, like we know now, it didn't work out with the Snowdens. It ended up being a very toxic relationship. But, I'm sure the family had no idea, and they just saw Christeline happy at the time, so they gave her blessing. So they went and got married. They signed the paperwork for the marriage, and Christeline, she was looking like a goddess. And so they exchanged vows, got married, and Ashley said their family is complete now, and Dimitri said for now. So he's already starting to think about getting another wife is what I'm getting out of that. And so if you guys haven't been watching my videos, or if you have, just for people wanting to know, since there's no reunion or tell-all, Ashley and Dimitri are currently on a 1-year break. They are split up. Ashley moved out and she is living down south with family, and she has all 3 kids with her. Dimitri, I have no idea what he's doing. We know Vanessa, she moved to Australia with her sister, and she still resides in Australia currently. Taylor, she was staying in Mexico because she went to this healing retreat, but she wasn't staying there. She was just visiting. But I believe her family's from Texas, so I know her healing retreat's over now, so I'm not sure if she's back in Texas or she's still in Mexico. Christeline is currently in Los Angeles. She's about to lose the accommodation she has for her and her daughters, so she's trying to find another place in California, and she's even been asking people on Instagram to reach out to her if they can help set her up with affordable accommodations in LA, because she does have help from this GoFundMe, and she did thank everybody who did donate to the GoFundMe, because it is going to do a lot for her and her daughters. I think Ashley and Dimitri, do you guys think when they Ashley said they're going to revisit their relationship in a year and decide they want to continue things. Do you think when they revisit their relationship in a year, do you think they're going to continue things, or do you think they're just going to be like, you know what, I think we're better off apart and go their separate ways? You know, before Ashley left, Dimitri didn't have a job. He spent 4 months, I think, like in another, I want to say Pennsylvania or something, but he spent 4 months not even at home with his kids, Christeline or Ashley, and I would be mad if that was Ashley too. So do you think they're going to get back together, and do you think if they do get back together, are they going to continue this polygamous lifestyle and still trying to find another sister wife? He kept talking about how he's going to get his own episode. You know, they're not going to do Seeking Sister Wife. Like, he's going to get his own spinoff is what I'm trying to say. He thought he was going to be like the next Cody Brown. And so I don't know if they're still doing more seasons of Sister Wives. For some reason I feel like they're not. So I mean, I could see if all these allegations didn't come up, them getting their own spinoff show, but after all these allegations, I don't see it happening. You know, honestly, I don't even know. I could see TLC bringing them back for another season, because we're seeing what TLC's doing with Big Ed. Over 20,000 people signed this petition for Big Ed, and they're still bringing him on for the next season, A 90 Day The Single Life, which they're currently filming. So TLC, all they care about is money. They're choosing money over morals. I really am disappointed they're not doing a tell-all reunion. I called it though, but I wish they would have done like what Love After Lockup does. They don't have a tell-all reunion, but at the end of the season finale, they give an update on everybody and where they currently are at the time. So I'm kind of disappointed they didn't do that, but I'm sure at the same time they'll probably continue on with Garrick and Danielle and Roberta's story and a few other people's story in the next season. I wonder when the next season is going to come out. But let me know what you thought about the season finale, what you think about them not doing a tell-all in the comments below. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you turn on the bell notification so you don't miss it as soon as I drop a new video. Thank you so much for watching.